What's going on, guys? Jason here. Where to start? First off, I got a couple sniper clips here and calling in a couple kill streaks, I think, from this match that I had. And then it's a full-length gameplay on Raid with the MP7. I got several things I want to talk about. First, I want to mention a few things that First off, I want to say I am enjoying this game, but at the same time, it can be very frustrating for a couple reasons I'll talk about later. But overall right now, I mean, I feel like it's a decent game with a few minor improvements that I'll talk about later in this commentary. I feel like it can be it's a great game because I don't feel like the game at its core is broken. But we'll just have to see kind of what they tweak and what they don't. Like, the game's only been out a week. You cannot call a game terrible or bad in the first week, especially a Call of Duty game, because you know, things get so much better with time, you know. Like, Black Ops is a prime example of that. Black Ops 1, when it first came out, you remember spawning into napalm fire? You remember spawning and dying, like, literally instantly, like, literally spawning and dying. Not like in Black Ops 2 where you spawn, run 3 steps and die, or 2 steps and die. No, I'm talking you spawn and you're dead, you know, because people on a Ray could just kill you over and over again back there in that corner. You know, just some of the things that the 74U and the FAMAS turned out to be super powerful guns, and they ended up patching them. You know, Treyarch listens to us and fixes things, so you just have to kind of wait and see. It's going to be tough to bear it out. But a few of the main problems with this game, I feel like, are, you know, the UAV spam, for one. I don't have to worry about it much anymore because I've reached level 55 in Prestige, and I took Ghost with me. I've unlocked Ghost forever. But for people, like, UAV spam should not be part of Call of Duty, man. Did you not listen to anything anybody said during Modern Warfare 3? That's why we hated the support package, because you had people earning regular UAVs from the assault package, and you had people on every team running a support for UAVs, it felt like. So, and then to let us not hide from the UAV until you have to put in a good 18 hours of this game, I feel like, to Prestige to get to 55 and actually, you know, unlock that. So people just, your casual gamers aren't going to unlock that for like a week or two, or even later than that for people that just really don't play. But I kind of like that. I like the fact that you have to put the time into this game to become good at it. Like, the same thing with the, you know, the perk system and the pick 10. You actually have to experiment with it. Like, I like that part about this game. It's not just the same old Call of Duty. You have to figure out what works for you. You have to, the guns don't seem too overpowered. None of them do. I mean, the SMGs feel like the best guns, but when you're picking guns within that category, it feels like there's not really any that, they all have their different uses in different scenarios. And you just have to figure out which one works best for you. You have to figure out which attachments work best for you, because we have some new attachments that we've never gotten before. And you have to figure out if you want to use some of those attachments or use some of the old perks from old Call of Duty games, which are now attachments like Sleight of Hand and Quick Draw. So I really like the learning curve in this game, actually having to figure out what you want to do and figure out which works best for you. That's, you know, interesting. That's fresh. I like that. I also really like the objective gameplay. Like, people in Kill Confirmed are picking up tags left and right, and I love it. And the competitiveness in this, and the same thing goes for Domination and Demolition too. People are actually trying to plant. People are actually trying to cap flags. And I actually feel like I'm going to start playing more Domination and more Demolition and stuff, because the spawns seem to be predictable in those games. In Kill Confirmed, it feels like they're just so crazy and hectic that you just can't, you don't have a second to breathe. But in Domination, you know they're going to be spawning around whatever flags they own. In Demolition, you know they're going to be spawning around their original spawn area. There's no real, you know, crazy fucked up spawns in those game types. Or maybe even Search and Destroy, man, because there is no respawn. But we'll just have to see, you know, what comes with time. Because I will admit the spawn system in this game is suspect, to say the least. So yeah, man, those are some of the things I really like. You know, the competition in this game is another thing. That kind of goes along with objectives, I guess. It feels like everybody that I'm playing against is actually decent or good. I feel like I'm not really playing many scrubs. And that's different than other Call of Duty games. Maybe they put this game in and got wrecked a couple of times and was like, fuck this, I don't like this game. But I like playing against people that it feels like are on par with me, and you actually have competitive games, and you have to deal with dying several times, and I don't just go 50-4 like half the time. You know, it feels nice to play games like that where, you know, you actually have to try. That's the thing in this game. You have to be sitting upright, you know, playing this game, being fast on the sticks, man. Like, you got to be the guy that shoots first. And sometimes that's not even enough with the way the lag works in this game. And that's something I wanted to talk about, man. The lag in this game, I will admit, is pretty bad right now. Like, I'm not going to lie about it, but like I mentioned earlier, you cannot judge this game off of the first week of gameplay. You know, if you want to put the game down and wait till they patch some of it, you know, okay, I can see that. But right now, you cannot, like, I don't think it's fair to say this game is awful after only less than a week of gameplay, just because we don't know what they're going to tweak and what they're going to fix. But as of right now, the lag system in this game is just, oh my god. And my biggest problem with it is people seem to not be walking. People seem to be like skiing across my screen, or people seem to be like just jetting across, man. Like when somebody comes into a room, you both come across each other. It just seems like that other guy just appears in the room. It doesn't even seem like he walks into the room. He just appears, you know, 3 feet away from where he just was. And you're both just hip firing, and it's just a coin flip of who's going to win. It doesn't really feel like you can do anything in those situations to, you know, increase your chances of winning that gunfight, unless you just have the better connection. That's what it feels like it is. And it feels like, you know, whoever's host and people that are really close to the host have the best advantage, and that just, it's not right, I feel like, man. I mean, obviously you can't have a system like Modern Warfare 3 where it just kind of fucks the host and people that have a good connection. But you can't have something like this where I've had 4 bars that feel like 3 bars in other games, and in 3 bar in this game, you might as well just back out. If you get a 3 bar in this game, don't even play, because it's gonna feel like a 1 bar from any other Call of Duty. You will just literally have no chance. But something I wanted to say in Treyarch's defense is, well, kind of in their defense is, they can't test that system. They can't test their lag compensation coding until the game comes out, because all of these gameplays you've seen online before the game's released, all the gaming conferences, all that, the trailer, you know, the clips from the trailer that we saw are all from LAN connection games. And if you had LAN on this, like if we were playing on LAN, this game would be amazing. Everybody's bullets would hit, everything would work properly, and you wouldn't have as many people upset right now. But, you know, that's not the case. You have to play with the lag compensation system, and that's just something that they can't test while the game's in production, because they're always playing on LAN. Like when they're playing this game out, you know, they're not playing with the lag system, so it's just hard for them to, you know what's going on, I guess, with that. So, but the thing that doesn't come to their defense is if they put out a public beta, that would have helped this game tremendously. And I feel like Call of Duty needs to do that, not only to check for overpowered perks and weapons and stuff like that, but for their lag system. You know, maybe they could have made some tweaks and adjustments before this game came out. But yeah, overall, man, I'm enjoying the game, but at the same time, it can be very frustrating. I feel like if you slowed down I feel like you move faster in this game. I don't know if that's the game engine and I'm just imagining things, but it feels like you just move faster. And I feel like if you decrease that movement speed and you, you know, decrease the fire rate on these SMGs, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't be as mad when they come around corners and just die instantly. And then obviously working on the lag compensation system. Those few little minor tweaks I feel like can make this game a ton better. But the problem with the lag system is, man, like in Modern Warfare 3, they tried to fix it and it didn't really seem to get too much better over the course of the time. So the question is, can they actually fix it? And, you know, time will tell. I know I ran over a little bit talking on this game. I'll just put a screenshot in here, maybe find a clip. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good day.